Join us as we delve into the disturbing mind of Chris Watts, the man convicted of murdering his pregnant wife Shanann and their two innocent daughters, Bella and Celeste. This video features the raw and unsettling prison interview with Watts, where he recounts the horrific details of his crimes. This interview with investigators is the first time Watts confessed publicly to killing his daughters. Prepare to be confronted with the dark side of human nature as we explore the motivations and actions of a man capable of such unimaginable violence.
Hey, Chris.
Chris?
Do you remember us?
Yes. Yeah.
Hey.
Okay, I see it. I just took a moment there. Good to see you.
Different.
They, get a haircut every 2 months, but just buzz pretty much everything off and all that. So.
Trying to think, did you have a
Yes.
tea last time? Okay.
They have like a little single blade razor, so I just kind of, go past the stubble and just kind of.
Just do the best you can, huh?
Just gotta go with that.
Yeah. How are you doing?
I'm okay. How about you guys?
Good.
Good.
I did not expect to see this. That's for sure.
Surprise.
Yeah.
Well, let me put some fears aside. We're not here for what you might think we might be here for.
Well, no, they didn't know what that's a computer room. I was like, I didn't know how to computer room.
Without computers.
Exactly.
So you remember, I talked to you, Tammy talked to you, Dave talked to you. We're all Colorado. And so the last time we talked to you was a different situation, right? Our investigation was open and your case was open. That's completely different now. So your case is completely closed. Nothing about what we're going to talk about today has anything to do with an open investigation. So we're not here to get more charges on you or get any statements from you that are going to jam you up anymore, right? That's all done. So all of our cases are closed and the court case is closed. So there's nothing that we're going to talk about today that's going to get you in any type of trouble at all. And so I wanted to make sure you knew that's not why we're here.
Okay.
But why we are here. So the three of us work from three different agencies, right? Quite a bit different. CBI, FBI, and Frederick, different goals. And the things that happened with you kind of all brought us together. And as the months have passed on since everything happened, we just keep in touch with each other and we keep talking to each other. And we've all separately kind of said, did Chris seem unique to you? And me and Tammy have talked about this. Dave and I have talked about this. Did Chris's situation seem different to you? And we keep having that conversation. We can't quite put our finger on it, right? We think that your life leading up to all of the things that happened were very interesting to us. And for me personally, I don't know if you remember, but one of the last things you told me was, "Hey, Graham, I'm sorry that I started lying to you." And that stuck with me for the last couple of months. It's been ringing in my head, right? I've never, ever worked a case like this where someone told me that ever. And so as I walked away, I thought, Chris is different. Chris is a little bit unique in that regard. So in talking with Tammy and talking with Dave, I said, what did you feel like when it all went down? When we were there, we were talking to you guys, and we all kind of, in our own different way and in our own different wording, said it all happened a bit too quick for us, right? So when we saw you last, we were talking and talking and talking about your family, about your parents, about everyone. And then the next thing you know, for me and Tammy and for Dave, all of a sudden some patrol officers came in and arrested you. And that was far quicker than we had hoped it would happen. And you understand why that happened, and we understand why that happened. But it left us with 1,000 questions that we didn't get to ask. And then even more importantly, I think it probably left you with 1,000 things that you didn't get to talk about with us. I don't know if you feel that way or not, but and so that's why we're here today. We wanted to kind of talk to you a little bit more about everything. I think there's a lot of things that you didn't get to talk about, and so that's why we're here. And it sticks with me that to this day, there's not one person that's told me, I saw it coming. I knew Chris was like that. I knew it. Not one person. So it's interesting to me, right? Not one. So we want to talk a little bit about that. Some of the people that we work with, your family, Shanann's family, have said, if you get to talk to Chris, would you tell him some things for me? So we have that to talk about today, and it's good. I think you'll like it. I think it will give you some closure. And so really that's why we're here. Are you available to talk to us?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. All right. So off the bat, if you have any questions, just tell us.
Okay.
If there's something that you don't want to talk about, that's okay. We might press you a little bit. Okay, we might say, well, do you mind if we just maybe then ask one question? If something makes you uncomfortable, just tell us. If we need to take any bathroom breaks, we can take bathroom breaks. For anything like that. And we'll take bathroom breaks and water breaks ourselves too. So then, is there anything about your schedule today that makes it that you can't talk to us?
No, there was like a pass for this and the AM and the PM.
Okay.
They reserved the room the whole day,
Oh,
just in
okay.
case.
That's just what they do.
Okay, I didn't know
Yeah.
if that was like two separate things or something.
I think you have to go back for lunch to get counted for or something.
Oh.
Accounted for.
Yeah, I think
11:30.
lunch of like 11, but they count like 15. So
So in general, how is it here?
it's a lot different in Colorado.
Was it?
Good or bad?
It's better, I think, because I mean, it's here. I'm actually around other people. I mean, in Colorado, it was just like I was segregated, and it was just, like hanging on the walls all night, screaming, and it was army.
From other people?
Oh,
Really?
they're just telling me like how I should kill myself, and like what they're gonna do to me, and just like all that kind of stuff. So
Oh.
it was today. This is a lot different because I mean, people here don't seem to. It's not like they don't care, but it's just kind of like they don't like judge you as soon as you walk in. In Colorado, it was like they knew why I was there, and that was it. They were just like they had 1 second on with me, it would have been
Really?
yeah.
Gee, man. Must be out then.
Out of like what kind of jail? I don't know what it was like in DOC there, but like, they had to lock down the jail for me to walk down the hallway.
Wow. Yeah, well. So they had to make sure you were completely separated from anyone else.
Mhm.
Jeez.
Wow.
Like I didn't see anybody else there. Like I was still next to somebody, but like I never saw them.
You just hear them.
How did they know who you were?
I don't know. I just they make phone calls in there too,
Oh, okay.
and they got the newspaper in there before I got in there. So
Yeah. How was, have you been able to talk with family?
oh yeah, definitely. Like we get from 6 p.m. to 7:30. That's our on my unit's not out, so we get to use the phone at that point in time.
Really? And do they charge you for it, or?
Oh, it's just like it's like Secures or something.
Mhm.
Okay. And how do you make money to pay for that?
They put money on the phone.
Oh.
So if I call, like, if I was like to dial somebody's number, they have to have like a phone account set up.
Oh, I
I
got
just
you.
said restricted.
And then so who you call pays for it?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Have you been able to talk to like family members and parents and all
Yeah,
that?
my mom and dad, my sister.
Okay. Good. Is that a good thing?
That's a good thing. Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't hear from me. They're like, "Oh, what's wrong? What's going on?"
Oh, good. And how was it with them?
And so far, so good.
Yeah. Yeah. It was hard to hear your parents at sentencing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I didn't know if what they were gonna say.
Mm-hmm.
So
And so, yeah, I really appreciated what they said. I don't know about you.
I definitely was. I didn't expect them to be there. So I knew they were there on the 6th. I'm sick, but I didn't expect them to fly back, and they
Oh.
wanted to fly back for that. So.
Yeah. And then a lot what your mom said.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Good. Well, so we have 1,000 questions. I'm sure you do too. Do you care if we start, or do you have any questions for us?
Go ahead. We'll start.
All right. So one of the things that we're battling with is, and I won't make any assumptions today. So are you aware that this was a national story?
After a little while, it was. I didn't talk to my parents while I was in Colorado
Okay.
because I mean my attorney team told me, all right, no phone calls, no letters, no nothing.
Okay.
So like I made one phone call when I was in the segregation area there, but my dad thought it was like somebody like a news.
Oh,
I trying to call.
so he didn't answer.
Yeah, so he didn't answer. But other than that,
Okay.
I didn't talk to anybody. But from what some of the deputies were saying, that or my attorney team coming in and said, this is like they've got people from Australia, England, and all kinds of people trying to figure out what's going on. So.
Did they send you did you get any other letters, like fan mail or anything? Well,
I got letters, but I couldn't keep them. like it with me, so like I could read them like an hour out. But it's like I got a bunch of letters that had no return address and stuff that was just not very good letters.
Yeah.
So
Okay. They came from a weird perspective, didn't they? From what we had heard.
definitely there was one person I guess from Broomfield that was like writing like 4 times a week trying to come visit me, and then there was just a lot of people like writing that was like bleed through markers saying like you're a monster or all kinds of crazy stuff.
Well, I don't. We're going to talk about some hard issues today, but I don't intend to take you to a dark place today.
Okay.
I hope that when we're done, you'll feel better. I hope it'll be therapeutic. We're going to talk about, obviously, what happened with your family. So that's going to be hard to talk about. I appreciate anything you can tell me about it. If you need to take time out, if you need to get a tissue, that's fine, right? I think it'll be very good for you. It'll be good for us. And so one of the reasons I asked about that national attention is we were aware that you were getting a lot of letters, a lot of interest. And then us personally as law enforcement, we got so many people who claim to have known you, claim to have been with you, dated you, slept with you, and 99 times out of 100, they were just crazy people, right? And so maybe that's a good place to start. Had you heard about any of that?
John Walsh, he told me about some dude from Wyoming.
Yeah.
Trent?
Yeah, that guy. That blew my mind. I was like, who the hell is this guy?
And who told you about that?
Attorney John Walsh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Do you mind if we talk about him?
Yes.
Graham and I interviewed him.
You had to?
Yes.
A waste of our lives.
Yes.
So Trent, in summary, Trent came in and said, met you online on a dating app, had a few, casual but quick sexual encounters with you. And let me be very clear. Not only are we not here to jam you up today, we're also not here to judge you. And if there is anything like that, you can imagine we've heard way worse, way different, So if it's true, I hope that you can just casually say, yeah, I mean, this happened. It wasn't as bad as he said, but maybe this happened. So his story was met online, met you, and it was a time when you were experimenting with maybe men. And so he said he met a couple times, met his friends, went to an apartment, had a couple of meetings in a parking lot, and then that was basically it. Any of that sound familiar?
I never.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, he talked about being in your truck with your girls, like the whole 9 yards. So.
Okay.
No.
All right.
I've never even been to Wyoming, let alone driven up there to see somebody.
Yeah. And so this is maybe a weird question for you. Do you have any gay experience?
No.
Okay. Any interest?
No.
Okay. Never had a time experimented, wondered?
No.
Okay. Is it possible that he found you instead of you finding him?
From what John told me, to find me on like a WhatsApp. I
Yeah.
don't even have that app.
Okay.
Never. I mean, you had my phone, so
Okay.
you could probably saw what app I had, but I've never even heard of the app. But
Okay.
apparently, like he told me, like I met him do like a rehab center or something.
Is that what it said?
No, that was another guy.
Yeah.
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 It was totally. I no.
So did you see a picture of him on the news or anything?
John showed me a picture of him.
Okay.
He was like, well, this guy, and like, John was kind of, making fun of like, do you know him? Sure. I'm like,
So you saw it and you were like, no way.
I was-
Big lips. Did you see
Mhm.
his giant lips?
Yeah, she's like, I have no clue.
And he's somewhat memorable. I mean,
Yeah.
If you met him or talked to him or got to know him, you might remember. He was kind of meek,
Yeah.
but also a little bit flamboyant.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he did not fake lips, but injections.
Uh-huh.
He was very into skincare and makeup. And he mentioned that one of the times, just as a gift, you got him some skincare products.
Mm-hmm.
Does any of that sound familiar?
No.
Okay. You can imagine all the stuff we're dealing with. Okay, so that's one.
Mm-hmm.
Trent Bolts. There was another gal that you were dealing with.
Amanda McMahon. Have you ever heard that name? No.
John showed me a picture of her.
Okay.
Oh, you did see a picture of her too?
Yeah, he had like. That's the same. Yeah,
Does that look familiar?
that's the same picture he showed me on
Okay.
in my soul. And I was looking. I was like, who's that? He's like, oh, you don't know her either?
Yeah.
It's like, no.
Yeah.
They said it was like a Chick-fil-A parking lot rendezvous or something.
Right.
And that's just not true.
That's what she's claiming.
Okay.
Only one, but one Chick-fil-A in Colorado. That was the one in Broomfield, Highway 7.
Okay.
That was it.
Okay. Do you feel comfortable enough today to tell us if there were other people?
Yeah, it was just Nicole.
Okay.
Yes.
And that was it. Okay. As these people have come out, for the most part, we've not given their stories much credit. They're just crazy people who want attention. And so, but when that does happen, it does make us think, there may have been others. So Nicole was the only one.
That was the only one.
Was there ever like a one night stand with someone else just out of the blue and one and done?
No.
Okay. All right. Do you mind if we talk a little bit more about Nicole?
Fine.
So walk me through it, because that was one of the things we never really got to ask you about.
Right. We didn't talk.
Kind of kicked on and talked about where the girls were, but so what happened there?
So it was probably around June 1st or something. That's when I first met her. And it was just like a work conversation. She messed with the gas meters that, were out in the field. And I was messing up. And then, I took it to her like, hey, what's going on with this? Like, how do I fix it? And, after that, we just ran into each other a few times in the office. And I think it was probably the fourth time meeting. She had asked me, because like when we were talking back and forth, I would say, like we moved here from Colorado or from North Carolina and stuff like that. And then she was like, "What's all this weed stuff become?" Like, I took out my phone, showed her a picture, like, my girl's on the phone. It's like, "Oh, okay." Like, so, like, yeah, like, I didn't wear a ring to work because like I sent it off so I get refitted after I lost all that weight. So, but
You lost so much weight that your fingers lost weight?
yeah, it was literally like I was out in the snow one time. I went like that. Ring went off on the rocks. So I was panicking trying to find out, like, I can't wear this anymore. But so after that, she left me alone for a couple of days. And she texted me outside the field. And then after that, we just kept texting back and forth. And it was just, just like she used to work in a little rig out in North Dakota, I think. And we just kind of trading the stories back and forth about what we did and everything. And then one day it just kind of went to a different level. And then I never thought it would ever go to that level. But she was talking about meeting up after we got back from San Diego. Yeah, we were in San Diego from the 22nd to the 26th of June. And we met up after we got back. And
How did you guys meet up?
at a park in Thornton. Thornton somewhere. And after that, we just kept seeing each other pretty much the whole month of July.
So let me ask you this. You tell me if I'm wrong. You strike me as somewhat of a shy person. So when you guys were meeting, it was just kind of very initiatory, like flirting at first? Okay. From both sides?
Yeah, it was just kind of like feeling each other out. It was kind of like,
Yeah. And so texts, any calls?
more near the end of June,
Okay. And what makes you remember that it's June that it happened?
because we called each other before I left to go to San Diego.
Oh, okay. All right. At first, did you think something might happen?
I just thought it was just flirting. I didn't think it was actually like something that would actually happen.
Yeah. Well, it's totally natural, right? I mean, everyone kind of flirts at work, right? Because the relationship between men and women is different. So if you're working with a girl at work, it's just kind of natural to flirt. I get it.
I wish I was out in the field more instead of in the office those that month, but
Yeah. I can kind of see it in your eyes. That's kind of where the path started, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, if I was like, because when I went from like a rover to a field coordinator, like I would spend more time in the morning time in the office trying to get everything like situated where we're going to go, everything like that. And, if I was a rover, I'd be more out in the field, and instead of like coming to the office like for more than an hour.
Right.
It just gave me more time to run into her, pretty much.
Yeah. Okay. What did she know about you? Did she know you were married at first?
She did once I showed her the pictures
Yeah.
on the phone.
Yeah.
I'm like, the home screen picture.
So was your wife in that picture, or was it just your phone?
It was just my girls right there, but my wife was the lock screen.
Oh,
So she knew I was married with my kids.
Okay.
Are you aware that she said she didn't know you were married?
That's
What'd you
fine.
think about that?
I figured it was like just trying to save face, trying to I was just trying to. And some my sister said it was like just trying to keep things together.
Yeah.
Just trying. She phrased it a different way, but just kind of like just like ground control, just trying to control everything that's going on around her. 'Cause I'm sure she got bombarded by all kinds of different sides from the media and everything. So
Have you talked to her at all? No.
I'm
No.
hoping she hasn't like written me in a different alias or something. No, I'm not talking to her that way.
Oh.
And are you not allowed to talk to her?
I would hope not.
Okay. No one told you that then?
No, I mean I would expect like I thought like in Colorado it said like on the DOC list that if you're on like a victim list you can't call anybody.
Oh,
But here I'm not sure if that's the same. But I just talked to my sister, parents, some friends of my parents.
Do you wish you could talk to her?
Maybe once just to
Get some closure?
say like, hey, just once.
Yeah.
Say, hey, like, I'm sorry this all happened. I'm sorry. I'm not sure like what happened like afterwards, like what you went through, like if you had like counseling, if you're like, different state, if you had to leave everything behind. I just wanted to let you know I'm sorry and that something I never saw in my life happening or happening to somebody else.
Would you be alright if we told her that?
That's fine.
do you want us to? Do you want us not to?
And if she would want to even talk to you guys, I'm not sure if she's in contact with me. I'm sure she'd answer your phone call more than the attorney phone call that she didn't want to call answer.
Oh, so your attorney tried to call her and she wouldn't answer?
Yeah, because I remember her phone number, but after that they figured out, I guess, where she lived. They left a call business card there. And she just pretty much after like the fifth attempt, she said stop. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure she's getting bombarded like everyone else, so.
And hopefully it's calmed down since, but I'm sure like I just hope she can I'm not there's like normalcy for her, not since she's on the outside, but I'm hoping it can get that way at some point. I'm not sure if she had to leave Colorado or not, but I'm surely that would have been hard if she did.
Mm-hmm.
I know Anadarko was her dream job, so that's one thing I always like asked my attorneys is like, did she have to leave? Like, did she have to do anything at work? Because that was one thing. So she always told me that was her dream job. So,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What does she mean?
like like in the oil company Anadarko was like, I mean, unless you're working for like BP or like company Phillips or something.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Anadarko's like in
Looks like big leagues.
yeah.
Right. Can I ask kind of a tough question?
Hmm.
Did you love her?
I felt like it was true.
Yeah. I think so too. I think it was the same from her. Okay. Tell us about the time you spent with her.
Well, I mean, it felt like it was, I think like when you said like more like a shy guy, it's kind of like I've never like been pursued by anybody before. It's kind of like I was the one, trying to pursue. Because like when me and Shanann met, it was like she was always like pushing me away, kind of like
She was sick for a while, right?
Oh yeah, she was she had just got diagnosed with lupus and she was on like a bunch of different medication and stuff and it was like I guess I wasn't her type.
And you weren't her type?
I wasn't her type because like she told me like when she first because we had met.
She told you that?
Yeah,
You're not.
I remember you telling me that.
it was like when we first met, like was at a movie theater. And my cousin's ex-wife set us up.
You were dressed like shit, weren't you?
I didn't.
I think that's what you told me.
Yeah, I didn't know like that. People were
Have any games?
So she was fancy and you were in like shorts and
I was-
tennis shoes or something, right?
I should have known the doorman, was in a suit. And I was just like, this isn't good. And like when
At the theater?
It was a fancy theater, right?
it was
Kinda?
in Charlotte, it was called the Epicenter. And apparently, they give you like champagne and all kinds of stuff.
Oh, this is a fancy date night theater.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think he came like he was going to
Like I was
Cinemax, like
I was going to a pond.
like AMC.
White theater.
No, it was like you just watch the normal movie, but like you can like drink champagne and like have like get Jack and Coke inside the theater and just sit there and whatever. But like yeah, it's when she first saw me, she was like, I should probably just turn and talk to the bartender a little more. No, I'm not here to meet. But yeah, like I was like persistent trying to pursue something. I liked her, and even on the first date, like I couldn't even eat anything really. I was just like,
Just so nervous.
yeah,
Really?
yeah. She was just like chowing down, and she was like, you eat like a bird. I'm like,
That's funny.
and she talked to my parents like months later. She was like, this guy just never ate. He's like, this guy eats like a trash disposal. It's trash disposal. I was like, no, that was not around me. I was like, well, I was nervous. I was just like, I was always like shaking and everything. But yeah, I was always pursuing her, and then just like finally, I grew onto her. Like I would always like with her medications and stuff. I would always like she had like 8 bottles of medication, so I would always get like her day and nights and kind of like put them all in that little flip open
Pillbox.
all that kind of stuff. And I would always be around her. I even went to her colonoscopy, and she said after that she knew I was like kind of a keeper. It's like who goes to a colonoscopy after 3 months with somebody?
Right.
It's a little soon.
But she asked if she needed a ride. I'm like, yeah. She's like, you want to go across colonoscopy with me? I'm like, sure, why not? Like even sat with her while she drank that nasty stuff all day.
Yeah.
Oh. Or she's in the bathroom all day.
Yeah.
That clear stuff that doesn't really taste clear. Yeah, but yeah, it was. I mean, it felt like it was a great relationship. Everything was great.
Now you're talking about with Kissinger.
No, with
No,
Tom Elshton and like the first year, like my parents never. I don't know. My mom was always kind of hesitant.
What?
I was the baby, I guess. I never, I never had a girlfriend in high school, so it's kind of like she never like really saw me like.
Oh, interesting. So she's kind of watching her baby walk out a little bit.
Yeah, because when I turned 18, I graduated. I never moved back
Okay.
at home. So
And
my
how,
sister moved back and forth all the time. So
how old were you when you met Shanann?
I was 25. It was 2010. So
Okay.
So no serious girlfriends before that?
nothing more than like 6 months or so. Yeah, there was some girls here and there, but just nothing more than like the last girlfriend I had before Shanann, she was just actually got divorced, and I should never did that. But it was more of like I was kind of like helping her get through her divorce. It seemed like she went on to somebody else. I'm like, oh, nice to know.
You're the rebound guy?
The rebound guy.
Pretty much, but that's how it goes.
Would you say that in your relationships with women, it seems to me, and you tell me if I'm wrong, it seems to me like you're attracted to maybe a more dominant personality?
It seemed like it because I'm more of the just reserved. I mean, I just kind of like go with the flow type.
Yeah.
And like Shanann usually made all the decisions. It seemed like so.
I get that. I'm saying, yeah, I don't know what it is.
Yeah. I don't think that's right with you, but
So then, and I know it's hard to keep bouncing back and forth, but and one of the reasons we're here is we just keep telling ourselves, Grace just does not fit the mold. Grace does not.
no.
Like it just blows us away what happened, right? And so we will do a little bit of bouncing back and forth, and that's really just to get to know you a little bit better. Because we never really got that chance, did we?
Pretty much twice.
Yeah.
Met you once.
Yeah.
Probably like 3. Well, you remember 3 or 4 times probably.
So then do you call her Nikki or Nicole?
I would call her Nikki.
Okay.
I know. There's so many Nikki's and Nicoles in this.
Right. There is.
I got confused.
So we'll call her Nikki.
Okay.
So then with Nikki, was it different?
It just seemed like I was more in control, it seemed like. And that never happened. Like she'd actually like asked me like my opinion on a lot of things, and just like what I wanted to do, and just kind of like, okay.
That was new, wasn't it?
Very new.
It's fascinating to me. And so did it feel more like an equal partnership or?
It seemed like it.
Yeah. Okay. So then when it was date night, Would you guys talk about it? Would you ask to go somewhere? Would she say, I want to go somewhere? Was it too fast?
The first time we went out, it was to a movie over at the Orchard, about the 144th over there. And I asked her, like, hey, you want to go see this movie? And, like, she's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, cool. And we got there, it was sold out. And, normally I'm probably just have, just wait 2 hours, like, just go home. But now she just wanted to walk around and just talk. I'm like, okay.
Oh, wow.
So that was different. And, I think she wanted to go to the car museum, Shelby Museum in Boulder. I'd never been there. And I was
That's right up your alley. It's mechanic.
like, I was just like, that was awesome just to walk around cars for like an hour or so. And then, drag race in Vandermeer.
Okay.
And I haven't been to a drag race since 2008. And that was in Charlotte.
Okay.
Like that was the main drag strip over there. That's like the NHRA, the Top Fuel, fun car stuff. Like me and my dad used to grow up.
Yeah.
Go there like all the time. And then like went to camping in Sand Dunes National Park, and I'd never been camping. I always wanted to do it. Thought it was she'd done it like countless times.
Oh, really? Okay. She's outdoorsy?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, she I guess she every time like she needed to clear her head, she'd just go by herself, just go somewhere.
Oh. But she's a completely new type of person and relationship.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What were you thinking this whole time? Like,
in the back of my head, I was telling myself, "What are you doing?" Like, every time, I open up my phone, I can see pictures like of my wife and my kids. I'm just like, "What am I doing?" And then, like every time I was with her, it seemed like I didn't think. It seemed like it was like a blinder that was on my face.
oh,
And it was like every time I look back on it, like, like I have pictures of my wife and kids and myself. And like every night, or every morning, every night, I just, talk to them, say like I have like this book I used to read for CC, and I remember that book. So I read that to them like every night. And like there's some scripture and stuff that I read to them. So I just try to think back. Like I wish this never happened. It was just like I wish that blinder wasn't on my head, wasn't in my eyes. That would have seen what was going on. Like I was having. Everybody said, "Oh, you're just out there having fun while your kids, or kids and wife are on vacation." I was like, "No, it wasn't like that." But it seemed like that's what it looked like when we were going. You're going to camping, going to drag race, going all this other stuff that you have fun doing, but you're with somebody else. It's not your family. It just didn't seem right.
Right.
With her, it just didn't seem like I could even see that anymore. I was there at her house pretty much every night. So it was like I didn't have that time at home just to really think about anything. Because literally I didn't, like I was only at home from like when I got home from work. I worked out, I ate dinner, and then I went over her house. Like I never slept in my house. Like the whole month of July.
now, talking through that though, when you said you went home and then you were at her house, was that while Shanann was gone? Oh, okay. So you weren't even at your house.
No,
This all happened so quickly, didn't it?
it was insane quickly. Like I didn't like. She even told me like she would never, in like a normal relationship, she would never have somebody over at her house like more than like once or twice a week. But she felt like she wanted me over there.
Yeah.
She said she felt comfortable over there.
Yeah.
So it's like that's what was different. Like she wanted me over there, but then I just wish that all that would just go away. I just wish I almost like I know it's hard to, I know it's wrong to say I wish I'd never met somebody, but I wish I'd, maybe met her at work and then just kept it that way.
I think if we had a time machine, I don't think this would happen again. Because some people, when this happens, you're like, well, if it wasn't this time, it would have been next time, or it would have been the next time. This just wouldn't have happened with you, would it? And it happened so quickly that you tell me if I'm wrong. You're not the type of guy to take control sometimes when you need to.
Yeah,
It seems like that's just what happened.
I didn't take control of the situation. It was like the situation controlled me.
Right, it just happened. No, I get that, man. I'm somewhat passive myself, and it's like, there's situations where I'm like, well, why did I let that kid go? No.
And I don't know why it was like a roller coaster ride that I just kept punching the ticket on and just never picked it up.
Yeah. We talk about the hardest subject. So when we were talking, the last time we talked, the last thing we talked about was where the girls were.
Mm-hmm.
We never really got to talk about that night. What happened?
So nothing really happened that night. It was in the morning.
Okay.
It was, you know, me and Shanann, she got home like at 2 o'clock. And, you know, I felt her get into bed. And like, I just felt like I didn't really, didn't, but I just made sure I looked at my phone at 2 o'clock and make sure she's up right, she's in there. And I could kind of feel her kind of stirring around a little bit. And, I just had a feeling that she knew like what was going on. I mean, obviously, I didn't use like an Anarcho gift card, you know, that I got, and I used my actual credit card, and I kind of just felt like she knew what was going on, and she started rubbing her hand on me, and we ended up having sex. But I guess that was more like a test.
Oh,
I would have thought.
interesting. Okay.
Yeah, because when we talked, when I woke up for later on in the morning, like, you know, I pretty much, you know, told her, like, you know, I didn't think it was going to work anymore. And she was like, what happened? What was last night? You know,
Mm-hmm.
so I figured that's what we call the test after I've gone through everything in my head.
That makes sense.
And she just told me, you know, like, to get off of her. And she was like, I knew there was somebody else, I knew there was somebody else, and there was somebody else. I couldn't just say, yes, there is somebody else, but then she said, never going to see the kids again, never going to see them again, get off me, don't hurt them. And then
Is that what you said?
that was good. Like when I climbed in bed, that was pretty much like on top, pretty much like straddling her.
Okay.
Because she thought I was gonna, like, you know, hurt her or baby or something. So because she knew that, like, you know, something had happened. She thought I was just trying to, you know, just check out or something. So and that's what happened.
I know it's hard, but do you mind if we talk to the tiny bit deeper about that? So she comes home. You know, she touches you, you guys have sex. It seems like she's doing her test, which I understand. Sounds like you do too.
I'm sure, like, you know, Nikki or something, you know, Cole Atkinson or Cassie probably told her, you know,
That's what I was thinking, right? They talked about it during that whole weekend.
more than like that. That's my parents had told me there was like going through like text messages. It's like all like pretty much they all kind of just told her he's with somebody else. You know,
Yeah. And she had spent a lot of time with the gals. That's what they did probably all weekend is talk about it, give her advice. I think that's what we found, right? Yeah. Okay. So she comes home. You guys have sex. And then did you fall asleep between then and going to work?
yes.
Okay. So then at some point, does she wake you up or does you wake up for work?
Not a lot more.
Oh, okay. And you're going to work out.
Mhm.
But then that's when she started wanted to talk more. She was pretty mad.
Yeah, I mean, it was, I had already kind of knew that, you know, using that credit card, was kind of,
Was that intentional?
Yeah.
I had no other way to do it.
Oh,
Like, you know, I used, like, because I got these Anarcho gift cards from, like, you know, doing good stuff at work and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And I'd use them all.
oh. Was part of me just like, ah, screw it, whatever, I don't care. I'm using this card.
Part of me just wants to say, Nikki, can you pay for this? But right now, I don't know.
Yeah.
Even I think from what my attorney said, she even noticed I used a different card, like a blue card. Maybe she thought, you know, like I felt comfortable enough just using a home bank account or something. But you know, I told her I was going to Iraq. Yeah, I told you guys.
Yeah.
She said, you know, even it felt like, you know, like looking back at everything, like just like reading the scripture more and more now, I can see, like, you know, God gave me opportunities to get out. like even my friend Jeremy Lindstrom, he even invited me because like it was his daughter that came and watched the kids on that Saturday night. And he was like, "Hey, you said we're going to a Rocky game. You want to go to me with the Bronco game and watch the Arizona Cardinals?" Like, in my mind, it was like, go. Just say, "Hey, I can't find a babysitter."
Finicky.
Yeah. And maybe that would have been like, like a light switch in my head goes off, light switch in her head goes off, maybe it just like goes different directions. That was kind of like my last like opportunity to kind of get out. This game's like, but I wish I would have said, "Yeah, let's go."
Yeah.
And I think that would have just put me on a different trajectory.
So then, Shanann, did she actually say you're never going to see the kids again?
She said that to me before.
Yeah. That's kind of hard to hear.
Yeah, because she'd said to me before she went to Arizona. Because like I wasn't really sleeping in the bedroom, I was sleeping on the couch or in the basement bed or something. And, like she had slammed the door, "You're never gonna see the kids again." Somewhere. Yeah.
Did she get fiery like?
Only once in our entire relationship I ever seen her that way.
Yeah. And that was a time before, or was that on the night that it happened?
No, it was back in North Carolina.
Oh.
It was just like one of those. It was just a fiery argument that I never raised my voice to her or anything, and like I just got mad and I slammed the door, and she's like, "Oh," I'm like, should have slammed the door.
Was that when you were in North Carolina that last week?
No, it was like
Previous to
this
that?
was like 2010, 2011.
Oh.
It was like early. In her old house.
Before kids?
Yes,
Were you dating or were you married at that point?
dating.
Oh.
Yeah, it was just like I don't remember what it was about. I think some girl maybe texted me like from my past or something, and like it was just like this, and she was like, "Don't have that happen again." And I was just like, "I can't have friends.
Right.
They're females. Like I don't even talk to this woman anymore."
Right.
And it was just like, no,
Was she fiery? Did she have that Italian blood that her mom has?
Lord, yes.
Was she always like that, or was she? Did she snap at things?
She would snap at me, but you could tell like something really irked her a little bit.
Yeah.
It would come out.
0 to 100 type thing, or what?
Yeah, 0 to 200.
Oh, interesting.
She gets acclimated about something. She's like, "All right, it's gonna happen."
Well, that's why she was probably so successful at Thrive, right?
Oh yeah, like she had done a couple other like direct sales business, but this one was just like it was different.
Why?
This one like, 'cause I think she had done like Origami Owl and like something called like It Works, and then like just other couple other things like some bags and stuff like that. With the supplement stuff, it just because it worked with her and worked with me. She's like, "Okay, I can kind of like use this as like, all right, this is what it's doing for us."
Yeah.
And then like after a little while, like she could see how like people are above her, how it was helping them, and then it was just like trickle down effect.
Mm.
And it was like a good system about like commission wise and everything was just she could use all the business IQ she has from running those cell phone shops and from the Dirty South custom shops, all that. I mean, she's business minded.
Yeah.
She knows how to do an accounting book like back of her hand. So that all just like fell into place with all that.
So then on that night, was it just a new type of fight?
It was
Never had, or what? What happened?
yeah, totally different type of fight. It was it was just felt like I don't know, it was more anger than anything else. Like there was emotion to it at first, and then it just felt like it was just anger. It was just like like there was no love there. It was kind of like what we were saying, what she was saying. It was just like it's almost like we knew like something was coming at each other. We didn't know like it wasn't ourselves.
Really?
No.
Anger from you or anger from her?
I think it was more anger from me and more like desperation from her because she wanted to fix it.
Yeah.
She knew something wasn't right. Like, like when that whole thing with my parents happened with my parents called it Nutgate.
What happened?
Nutgate.
What's that?
Oh,
The peanut.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, with her family?
Yeah.
Yeah.
pistachio ice cream or whatever.
Yeah, they people.
I haven't heard that.
I haven't heard that either.
Yeah, I guess what people are calling it.
Okay.
But that was like another out. Like, you know, maybe I could have just like stopped everything with Nikki and just kind of concentrated on helping like whatever happened there. Because Shanann had a story, my mom had a story. Like, you know, whatever happened, I probably asked my 10-year-old nephew. Probably could tell me what actually happened.
Well, and they both have their feelings for good reasons, and they both didn't see it the other person's way. And
Yeah, and like maybe because I didn't talk to my parents from then on until like August 6th, and like you know my dad took that whole week off.
you didn't talk to your parents from then on?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because like my Shanann was like, do not talk to them, do not call them, do not do anything.
Is that what she said?
Yeah, and the Cece's birthday was 17th, but I think the actual birthday party was like a couple days after,
In August?
July.
July.
And like my mom or my dad was gonna go, but then there was like a post on Facebook about you know allergies and stuff like that Shanann had made, and my dad was like, no, I just can't do it anymore, just like because
He perceived that as her taking a shot type thing?
yeah,
Okay.
like she always says she never you know put those posts directed at anybody, but she had a
If
method.
you read them, you know who it's talking about.
She had a method to the madness, and you can see it.
Mm-hmm.
But I wish I could have just took more time just to fix that. Because like I wanted my parents to be involved. Like since you know like the whole wedding thing, and then up to that, it was like you know my mom, my sister were always like you know combating with Shanann combating with them.
Mhm.
My dad was always cool. Like he's just like me. He's just like you know go with the flow. Like I just want everybody to get along type deal.
Chicks,
I
man.
loved your dad.
Oh, he's the best.
Isn't he? I loved your dad.
I'm sorry, keep going.
That's I just wish I could have like just when we were at the beach in August. Like my dad was supposed to take through the whole week off just so he could see the kids and like see me. Like we have a cookout at my sister's house or something. And then but we just pretty much spent 5 days at the beach and Shanann had like booked it so like you know I mean I don't want to say like punishment for them not to see the kids, but like I wanted them to see it. See them. You know, just I wish I could have fixed all that. And I even like when I was at the beach, I told Shanann that it was more like what was going on was more of like I feel like you know 'cause my dad's not here. I feel like I've lost like something in my life. I haven't been talked to them for 3 weeks. I haven't been see the kids for 2 weeks, you know, FaceTime or anything.
Mm.
And I wanted them to be able to have that relationship. And she was pretty much gung ho, like she tried to kill my daughter by giving her. I was like, I don't think she gave it to her.
And that was that her stance? Is that your mom?
Put something in front of Cece.
Like to kill her or
No,
to-
just like
Didn't care.
like
Didn't pay attention.
she thinks that allergies and like this state of age is like people think
like it's made up
like
kind of
he'll
thing.
be fine. He'll just have a rash. He'll be fine. I've seen CC, you know, like the first time. Well, I've seen a picture when he had a cashew the first time. It wasn't good. And then she had kiwi the second time, and then the same thing happened. And I know it's real.
So you know it's serious, yeah.
Yeah, it's not like it wasn't like her throat like closed up, but she broke out in this full body rash that looked really crazy looking. And luckily, like you know, nothing with her throat like happened. But
So did that make you angry at your mom for doing that?
yeah, I mean, I was just like, well, you just gotta. I told her you need to think. You need to like, you know, pay attention. Just because another kid can have something doesn't mean another kid can have something. Because like when we were at that birthday party at Jeremy's that Sunday, you know, they had this cake there. Like Bella wanted it so bad. I'm like, can't give it to her because she can't have it. She was like, you know, okay. And all the other kids were like, if they can't have the cake, you know. Like I just kind of took them off. Gave them some like one of those frozen pops or something. But you know, it's just like she had to learn that just because one kid can have something and there's another kid that can't have it for a legitimate reason, like she couldn't have done it. But you know, that's the kind of talk I had with her when Shanann called me. I think it was maybe like middle of July or something when she told me all this had happened.
Mhm.
That's when I called my mom and talked to them for a while, and then they're just like, you know, they just couldn't deal with her anymore. Shanann just kind of like, you know, they like flipped out. My nephew told Bella to go hide behind the curtain because I don't think your mom was going to let you come over here again or something like that.
Oh.
So it got heated.
Oh, it was bad.
Really?
Yeah, it was like a last straw between them, I think.
Like in the same room or over the phone?
No, they were at the house.
They were
my
really
mother's
heated.
house. Yeah, but Cece and Bella and my niece and nephew were there
Okay.
How did Shanann find out about the ice cream thing?
because Chanel was there, and I guess they were all sitting. One was couch, it was kind of like a U, and my niece went into the kitchen and she knew where the ice cream was.
Oh. So it's not like your mom gave it to her? Like she got her own?
Yeah, she went in the freezer, got it, went out, and stopped beside Cece and started eating.
Oh.
But like, it's just a matter of like Cece could go like
Right.
like that. Now, I don't know what would happen if she just got it on her hand,
Right.
but like I know on like the prick test,
Mhm.
on the back, it's like a well.
So were they staying there at your parents' house during that time? 'Cause-
Yeah, it was. So they would go from from Sandy and Frank's house
Yeah.
for like a few days or 5 days, and then go to my mom and dad's house for a couple days, back and forth.
So it happened during that time. You were there, yeah. Okay.
So there were so many things that happened, weren't there? There just were little tiny ingredients to this
Yeah,
recipe.
Yeah, nothing like
Nuts, Chris. I mean, it's just so many things just didn't go your way.
everything was like somebody was stirring a pot, and we just
That's exactly what it looked like. So then, I know I keep bringing it up. Can you walk me through just the last few minutes before Shanann died?
it was pretty much just like I had gotten dressed for work, and then like we started talking.
Did she come to you?
No, I was just right there in bed.
Oh,
I just,
okay.
Yeah, so I was just like I got my blue shirt on, I'm not and everything. I was ready to go and
Was she asleep or did you have to wake her up to finish your conversation? Or
wake her up because like she got home like 2 o'clock, so she pretty much out of it. But I never knew like if her plane got delayed. Someone always told me like she just like sat around with Nicole and just like talked for a while and then came home or something. I'm not sure if that was.
It was delayed.
Yeah. But yeah, when she came home and everything, but yeah, like I woke her up to talk to her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And is that because it was just eating at your
Yeah,
brain?
like I knew like, something like it's something just felt right with me. Something I know like she knew. I just knew she knew. I just felt like maybe the kids weren't gonna be there when I got home that day.
Oh, interesting. Now, I don't mean to offend, but I have to ask, is that really the truth? Okay.
I really felt like they weren't gonna be there when I got home that day.
Oh. And
like
so-
she would take them somewhere?
No,
Or-
I just felt like either maybe I wouldn't go home, maybe they weren't gonna be there, or I wouldn't be allowed in. Type thing.
I think I saw some text messages where Shanann talked about that she would take the kids to another state or something because she wouldn't be able to afford to live in Colorado or something like that. Did she say that kind of stuff to you, or
Yeah.
what did she say about that?
She said she couldn't afford to live in Colorado on her own, and that I told her like, well, you can thrive. I mean, she pretty much makes the same amount I do,
Yeah.
but she said she wouldn't want to try, just because Colorado just the price of living there was a lot higher than North Carolina.
And just so I'm clear, you thought maybe she in your mind you thought maybe she would take the kids somewhere else or like lock you out of the house or
Just like I wouldn't want to make a scene like trying like out on the door trying to get in or anything like that. But, like,
Mhm.
I just felt like that was what I did on Sunday. It was kind of like or Saturday night was kind of like the last straw. Kind of like going out with somebody and actually having a account card and just like not trying. I don't.
So walk me through it though, because she comes home, she touches you, you guys have sex, you fall asleep, then you wake up for work, all natural, all, a normal day's work type thing.
Yeah.
What was it that made you think, I just can't do this anymore, I have to talk to her?
It was eating away at me. Like I knew like something. I knew everything that I did. Like I know like when I was with Nikki, it was different. Like I wasn't even like in the realm of I'm a dad, I'm a husband type thing.
Oh,
And then like I was saying, when I'm never at home, like sleeping at my own bed, like I have no like concept of that anymore.
interesting.
It
So
was-
in your mind and heart, you could have moved on.
Like it kind of felt like if I wasn't at home, like I didn't think about it almost. 'Cause like if I wasn't sleeping at my home, but like I think there was at one point like Nikki had gone to the mountains with her friends for like a few days, like into June, first part of July, and then like that part, obviously I was home, but like from that whole month of July on, it was like I was never at home. Like I never had all those reminders around me. I never had, like every time my wife called me, I would be at Nikki's house.
Oh, while she was in North Carolina.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I would like, walk outside and talk to her, or like when I was next to the car or something like that. I would never be at home looking like have all these pictures around me and just being in the same bed, seeing my kid bed, seeing everything that we go for the last 6 years.
And so, did you just want to once and for all get it out in the open?
I just wanted to just tell her how I was feeling at that point in time. Like I didn't feel like me and her were compatible anymore. Honestly, I didn't feel like that because what was going on with Nikki, it was new. It was new.
Right. Absolutely.
Anything that's new always feels better than the old.
Yes.
You were probably bitten by the love bug.
Yeah,
That's how a lot of therapists.
unfortunately, yeah, it was just like I never felt that. I mean, even like with new relationships in the past, like it always felt different. Like the first couple of weeks, and then but it just with someone Nikki felt different. I don't know what it was. Maybe it was just like you said, like I was more in control, and like it was more of like maybe more of me coming out. Because Shanann always said like it always seemed I was more myself around other people, like her cousin Cody, like Cody lived or came up visited us for a little bit while we were in Colorado for a little while, and Cody always talked about like, oh, Chris is so funny. Chris is like, Shanann would always like, why are you never like that with me? I'm just like, well, maybe I always felt nervous around you.
There's only so much oxygen in the room, right? I say this to some people with dominant personalities.
I just always felt nervous. I always felt like I was, never could actually just be myself.
Right.
Nikki, I was myself like all the time. It was just different.
Well, and it seems as though, and again, hard to talk about, and you tell me if I'm wrong, but it also seems, is it accurate to say that sexually you were able to say, Nikki, this is what I would like, this is what I'm into, or blah, 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 and maybe not with Shanann?
No, Nikki just wanted, she wanted what she wanted. She wanted to do it pretty much all the time. I was like, okay, that's fine with me.
Okay.
With Shanann, it was like, I'm like, hey, sometimes it happens, sometimes it didn't. But that wasn't the case as far as that way. It was just like sexual. But
Okay.
it was mainly, I was just more myself. Just not think about what I was going to say or plan what I was going to say or not, say something stupid or something. But,
Right.
A little bit of freedom.
Can I ask you something about that morning that you had sex with Shanann? Did you feel at all like maybe you were kind of cheating on Nikki by doing that?
I felt strange. I felt like, the first time I was with Nikki, I felt weird. First time,
Sure.
and then the last time I was with Shanann, I felt totally strange. I was just like, I didn't know who I was. I didn't know who I had become. I felt like I become people I see on TV, and that did not feel right with me. Like I didn't know what had happened to me. So Nikki even asked me like, have you done this before? Have you go straight away? I'm like, I've never even thought about it. It's like, what's different? It's like, I guess it's just you that's different because I just never actually like I've seen girls smile at me before, never done anything about it, but her it was just like she had a leash on me and she tugged me away. As soon as she walked, I'm like, the heck hell is going on? So
Well, and Tammy brings up a very good point. I wonder if that last time with Shanann having sex had somewhat of a role in you thinking,
like a trigger.
I got to do something, I got to say something, we got to have a talk, something's got to change. Is
Yeah,
that accurate?
Yeah, I felt like it was like maybe like a trigger point or something like you hit the push button on a bomb and it just blows up.
Right.
Something in my head was just like something, something was irking. Just like I had to say something.
Okay. So then exactly what did you say and what happened?
So when I woke her up, I was like, hey, we just gotta talk.
Okay.
And I told her, I don't feel compatible. I don't feel like this is gonna work. I just, I don't want to like, can we cancel the trip to Aspen? Because she had booked a trip that week
Oh,
to go to some like mystery 4-star luxury hotel or something.
just the two of you or the whole family?
Just me and her.
Okay.
And she had Amanda there to watch the kids that weekend or something.
Okay.
And I was just like, can we cancel that? Can we like do something like? From what I remember, I even said, can we move to Brighton just to get away from like this house?
Oh,
But like, I'm not sure if that was like in the beginning or the end of part of the conversation or whatnot. That conversation went so many different ways. Like they'd gone from like staying together to not staying together to just like all of the above.
okay. So this is half an hour, what?
Definitely not more than that. I don't think.
Okay.
I don't think.
Are you crying? Is he crying?
It's back and forth. It's like, she's got, mascara. She didn't wash her face when she got home. She had makeup on still, so mascara was running all over her and stuff like that. And it was nothing about that conversation. I just wish I could take all of it back. Just the whole thing back, everything. But
So then when did it turn?
as far as that conversation, just at the end when I was telling her like I told her I didn't love her anymore. That's when it happened.
What happened?
She told me to get off her, and then I put my hand on it.
Okay.
Did you say she said something like that you were hurting the baby or something?
That was before that, because like when I was straddling her, it was kind of like around her waist type deal.
Why did you get on her like that?
I just when we got on the bed, that's just where I got on.
Is that so she would listen to you?
I felt like she could probably listen to me just laying beside her, but I got on top of her.
Hmm.
And every time I think about it, I'm just like, did I know I was going to do that before I got on top of her?
Really? That's an interesting thought, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know if you knew.
Just like everything that happened that morning, I don't know, like I try to go back in my head. I'm just like, I didn't want to do this, but I did it. It's everything just kind of like,
Felt like you had to?
it just felt like it was, I don't even want to say it felt like it had to. It just felt like there was already something in my mind that was implanted that I was going to do it. And I woke up that morning, it was going to happen, and I had no control of it.
You never thought about it before?
It was just like, I don't want, like when, like just like in the sentencing hearing, that prosecutor said it takes 2 to 4 minutes, something like that to happen. Like why couldn't I just let go? I didn't.
Oh, I didn't.
I just let
Was
go.
it feeling like it was in motion and you just couldn't stop it?
Yeah, it was just like, I don't even want to know what she saw when she looked back at me. Honestly,
Did you look at her? What was she doing?
but fighting.
Why do you think she wasn't fighting?
I don't know. Maybe she was praying. Maybe she was just. Now I read the Bible. It said, where the scripture says, don't forgive these people for they do not know what they do.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe she was saying that. I don't know what she was saying in her head, but she, like when you guys told me, like, take off your shirt and check for defensive wounds, and there wasn't going to be any. She didn't fighting. I don't know why.
So she didn't grab. Could she grab your arms, or were her arms pinned down,
I
or?
don't, not that I remember. I don't think so. I mean, I don't think like I moved to where my knees are around her arms or anything. It's just kind of like when I got on top of her, we started talking. That was it. It's kind of like in my head, or like in the back of my head, that was going to happen. And just like at the end of the conversation, it was just like, that's what happened. I just wish I could have let go.
Did it seem like it was that long? 2 to 4 minutes? How long did it seem for you?
It almost kind of felt like it was longer almost, because it felt like time was standing still. It's kind of like I just saw my life just disappearing before my eyes, but it just like I couldn't let go. It was like somebody else, like if you picture somebody else around you, holding your hands, holding you, keep you from not letting go.
some point there was a statement about rage. Do you feel like you were in a rage at that point? How do you? How
That's
did
the only way I can describe it, honestly. Like a snap, something. I mean, I know. I guess my attorney had said like some, strangulation is more of like a, I don't know, passionate type thing. I'm just like, I don't know how that can be passionate.
It's just intimate because you're right in there,
Yeah.
using your own hands. It's a lot different than someone standing across the room and you shooting them or something like that. So
It just felt like somebody was like behind me, just like I just couldn't let go.
It's interesting to me because there was a lot of things in your life that were like that, right? Where you're just like maybe felt out of control, or maybe felt like I don't know why I couldn't take a step back, or like even when you said when your buddy was like, "Let's go to the football game," you wanted to say yes, you just
Yeah,
couldn't.
I wanted to. Like I never been. I haven't been to a football game since North Carolina, so I was like, yeah, sure. Like I wanted to say that.
Yeah.
I wanted to just text him, hey, no, I guess it fell through. Can't go.
So then what?
Just, but just after Shanann was, I guess, once she was gone, it was just like I didn't know what was going on. It's like there was like a traumatic, I don't know what you call it, traumatic event type, and everything, and like I was shaking. I didn't know what had happened. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what I had done. I still wasn't in that right state of mind. I don't think like I was in control of what I could think or what I could do at that point in time. Like most people say, like, why don't you just call 911? Why? It's like, unless you're in that situation,
You don't know.
We don't know what you would have done. It's easy to play Monday morning quarterback.
mm-hmm.
I agree with that.
Like I said, if somebody shoots somebody, you don't know what they was going through their mind at that point in time.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know what you'd have done.
So what happened next?
Well, came in.
Is that what happened? Bella came in. What she said?
Oh, why?
Did she hear something? Is that what she came?
Obviously, I think.
Okay. What did you tell her?
Well, you don't feel good.
Then, did that happen with Bella right in that room?
Not proper.
What happened?
She walked in as when she talking about me. She was sleeping.
Mm-hmm. Did you take her back to her room?
But she had in that sheet and found inside.
Okay. Then what?
Carried her downstairs. Backed my truck up.
At that point, were the girls still there? Okay. So then Shanann's in the truck. Then you went back to the house.
We got everybody out in the truck.
Was Bella first or was Cece first?
And the truck?
Yeah, I'm sorry. So Shanann was first. And then Bella was next. Was Bella alive when you guys got in the truck? Oh, okay. What happened?
I woke back up.
Okay.
It's I don't really want to talk about this part, honestly. This is my kid. It's just my baby. I'm just talking about every night. Help me out.
Okay.
Every time I see pictures of it, I don't know how it's being a dad was the best part of my life. So I took it all away.
I think that's the hardest part for us, Chris, is we see those videos, we see that love that you had for your girls, like, it's obvious to us, and even to us, it's hard for us to understand how a dad who's given piggyback rides and, making snacks and watching princess movies and those kinds of things, how you get to that point,
Like I said, it was just like something else was controlling me that day. I had no control over what I was like to fight back.
Yeah.
Like when that prosecutor said that Bella bit her tongue, like repeatedly, I just wanted to bang my head up against the wall.
So you put Shanann in the truck, and then you put the two girls in the truck? Were they just sitting in their car seats, or I guess they didn't probably have car seats in your truck, did they?
So sitting in the back with in that bench, and
So Shanann was back there too?
she was on the floor.
What did they say about Shanann being on the floor?
Not be okay.
What'd you tell them?
She'll be fine.
Did you have their stuff with them? Like their toys and their blankets and stuff?
They had something with them that they carried. One of them, I think CC and Bella had like a blanket or something with them,
Mm-hmm.
like a pink blanket or.
What about the dog? I think one of them had a dog, right? The dog or dog.
Yeah, one of them had like a little barking dog.
Was that with you too? Do you know?
I think it was. Trying to it's hard to remember. Like if
Yeah.
they had like big blanket, small blanket.
So, I think I saw on the video that you put a gas can or something in the back of your truck. Is that right? Did you have different plans?
And
Where did you put that in there?
I don't know what was going through my head. I felt like maybe I could just get rid of myself at the same time if I was doing all this, honestly.
Yeah.
You just think about that?
What'd you think about that?
I didn't feel like I deserved to live after what had happened.
Was there any thought to the whole family going away that day, to include you?
After everything happened, that's the definite thought.
Yeah. See, it's interesting to me. We had all kind of wondered if there was a point when you were all together, and if you were all going to pass together. That to me makes sense, but that's, even though it sounds crazy, that's what a family man does, right?
Family man doesn't do what he did.
No, I know. I guess what I mean is, it seems like you guys were going to be together forever in that way. Is that maybe what was going through your head?
Honestly, I just felt like I had deserved to live.
Yeah.
I knew it was like whatever judgment I was gonna come upon myself, I just didn't deserve to be on this earth anymore.
Mm-hmm.
What happened?
Okay.
So what made you not do that? You think?
I don't know if it was just more of like because with the site, maybe it was just more of like I would have hurt more people than just me and everybody else. Like I know there's other people out there, not like at the site, but other people like maybe out in the area. Like I didn't want something like on the site to catch fire and blow up, and then other people around would get hurt the same.
So you were thinking initially about starting a fire out there or an explosion or something, or?
Just no, not for that. Just like maybe I could just take care of myself. That would have been good.
Oh.
When gasoline, that's the only thing you do. I mean, I don't have a gun. I don't have anything like that. It's not like you just commit suicide that way. But it's just
To blow yourself up?
I mean, it was just I wasn't thinking.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't have weapons. I've never hunted before in my life. I don't know what. I mean, nothing was right that morning.
Yeah. I remember you kept telling me that. You kept saying, I didn't know what I was doing, Tammy. I didn't know. Like,
Yeah, when you asked me
I
about
remember-
the sheet, like, what were you doing? Like, I don't know what I was doing.
Yeah. I think you were just like in automatic mode, or it seemed like. So did you drive straight out there? So what were you thinking on the way out there?
I was kind of like what I was doing right now. I'm just like, nervous, shaking, not knowing, like, what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Like, I know, like, my life is completely changed. I don't know, like, what's happening. Like, honestly, like, I try to picture that whole ride. Like, it's like 45 minutes to an hour ride out there. And it's just like, couldn't I have, like, saved my girl's life? Couldn't I have done something? Why did I do it? I don't know.
All right.
Like, this is my flesh and blood. This is like what I wanted all my life, was to be a dad, just to have, kids, and they love me, they, all that. And it just nothing made sense.
All right.
Like the oil tank, nothing made sense. I'm just like, what the doing?
Mm-hmm. So what happened when you got out there?
I took Shanann out just to a place off to the site,
Mm-hmm.
and then
What were the girls doing when you were doing that?
just simple drug.
And then what happened after that?
CC was hers. She did have a blanket. She had a blue blanket. A Yankee blanket.
So was she alive when she went into the oil tank? No?
I put the blanket over her head.
And that's how she passed. Good brief.
I put the blanket over her head. I didn't want to. No. I strangled her right there in the back seat.
Okay.
What was Bella doing?
10 minutes later,
Does she understand? Did she know what was going on?
didn't say anything.
And then the same for Bella. Just without a blanket.
With the blanket.
Oh, okay.
I didn't look. It's like every time I closed my eyes, I started to see her say, "Daddy, no," and that was it.
That's what Bella said.
I'm hear that every day.
You go. Sorry, man.
I'm sorry, it doesn't take anything back that I did.
I know. Is it possible that in your mind you didn't want them to suffer throughout their life? Was this like a mercy thing?
I mean, you could say that like after the fact, but it was just like, I don't.
You didn't feel like that during it?
I just didn't. I felt like it was just like an anger with Shanann, with everything, that I was just taking it out on everybody that was in front of me that morning.
Yeah.
I mean, kids growing up without their parents, depending on what grandparents or whoever they grew up with, seemed to be fine, but it was just like, it was an anger thing. It was just like,
And what were you so angry at Shanann about? Like if you could pinpoint it.
nothing that makes anybody to want to do this. You could be angry at your spouse like your whole life, but you should never have done anything like this. You should never let it get to that point. But I let it get to a point where I've never been angry before. Like, and this was like the epitome of being angry.
Yeah.
The epitome of like showing a rage, the epitome of like losing your mind. And even like some people in here said, "Dude, like the heck happened? It was freaking snapped." And, like I just walked away. It was like it's. I don't see it in my mind how it could have like I look outside every day. I'm like, what could we be doing right now? Yeah, but, right now I'd have a 5-year-old, a 3-year-old, and one might be a 1-month-old son. And a beautiful wife. And just like right now, it's just me.
I watched that video of you finding out that Shanann was pregnant. Don't seem excited. You seem like kind of in shock.
Scared.
And yeah, like, oh fuck. Like,
Well,
it's already complicated and now this.
Well, it's like when we had talked about it like a couple weeks, it happened fast. Like with Bella, it was like we almost gave up trying. And then she bought me like a supercharger for my car. And then with CC, it was like we had to try. And then finally, but with Nico, it was, once or twice, and then like 2 weeks later, she's pregnant.
Is that what happened?
Yes. It's just like it was more of like surprise, scared. I'm like, wait, what? Like we just talked about this, like people have brought up the fact like, oh, she was probably pregnant before, like you guys even talked about it. I'm just like, it's not, no.
Oh.
But like it was insanely fast. I give it that. Like that's the only reason I ever gave that notion, like even the moment of thought, because it was like faster than any other time that she'd gotten pregnant.
You just didn't seem happy. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I haven't I don't remember the video much. I know she was wearing like a "Oops, we did it again" shirt, I think, and I was walking with my cooler or something. And I don't remember like my actual reaction, like watching the video, but like I could see her probably see it like that. Didn't seem like he was jumping for joy type thing.
yeah, it didn't seem like that.
Did you watch the one of when I found out about Cece?
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Is it totally different?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Because Bella was in the crib and it had an eviction notice on the.
Oh, yeah, I think you told me about it. Yeah, I never saw it though.
Yeah, I picked up Bella and spun her around and whatnot. This time it was just me and Shanann, and she was in the kitchen. I don't know, I don't forget what date it was. Maybe like June 3rd or 5th or 7th. I'm not sure what date it was the video, but maybe I already felt guilty about talking to Nikki at work.
Yeah.
Maybe that was going through my head.
Is that the potential timing? Does that make sense? Okay.
I don't remember the video, what day the video was, but I knew I kind of met Nikki around June 1st. I knew she told me afterwards.
When you say met her, you mean went on a date with her?
No, I never went on a date with her until she was in North Carolina.
Oh, okay.
Just flirting stuff.
Yeah, I mean, there was natural flirting back and forth, and I was just I knew that with that video timing, I probably just looked like I was felt guilty for even talking to my girl at work.
Well, you probably did, right?
Yeah.
Did you guys fight before, you and Shanann? I know you talked about not really raising your voice and stuff. Was there? Because I want to say, didn't a neighbor talk about them fighting and stuff?
Yeah, but that was embellished and exaggerated, and he retracted that.
Oh, he ended up doing that? Did you guys ever fight? Did you ever?
I mean,
Was there any domestic violence in your house?
Oh, I never.
This is strange to us.
Even from her to you. I mean,
yeah.
she gets mad when she's pregnant and grabs a knife, or smacks you around, or nothing.
No, she'd never nothing.
Okay.
That's what makes all this even more hard to understand from my standpoint, and from yours too.
Yeah.
Did she ever belittle you at all? Did you ever feel that way, maybe?
What was that?
Did she ever make you feel like she belittled you, or you felt belittled by her?
I mean, there's always points in a marriage where the dominant person takes control of everything, but I was just, my whole life I just kind of went with the flow. I never put myself in the center of attention. I didn't want to be.
Yeah.
I just wanted to be in the back row.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it was if she did belittle me, I couldn't pick that exact point or time.
She never really felt that way.
No, I mean, I always knew I was like, the introvert, and she was she took control of most situations. Like when people came over, like, I knew what my role was.
Yeah.
Like I watch videos of like cooking, or she'd make like power balls or or like protein balls or whatever.
Yeah.
You just don't seem like you want to be in those videos.
No.
Like I feel like you were being forced to be in those videos. And correct me if I'm wrong, but
Yeah,
that's what it seemed like to me.
I hated being hated. I mean, I did it for her, because
Right.
it was for her business and
Sure.
stuff. But like it was, I hated just being out
Yeah.
for everybody to see. That's why like the whole the gender reveal thing. I was just like, I didn't want it to be like some live Facebook video. I'm just like, no.
Yeah.
But like I never wanted to be out there. But I know I'm like.
Well, even when we talk about this a lot, Tammy and I and Dave, even when it was, I think it was Florida on some Lavelle or Thrive thing, and she's like, here we are, and it's all expenses paid, and
I was like,
I remember looking at you and thinking, like, he is not into this video right now.
No, you don't look into any of the videos, I'll be honest with you.
I wouldn't be there.
Yeah.
It's not
yeah,
I mean, I remember you talking about like she would even post stuff for you. Like,
Oh, yeah.
you're technically a salesman too of
yeah,
Lavelle, of
yeah.
Thrive.
Like she put me underneath her. Not like anything, like any of my friends or stuff. Like anything I do would help her.
Right.
So it was just, I would send her pictures. Like I should take a picture with your patch. I'm like, okay, send it to her, and then she'd make a post about it. She was like, "Are you going to take more control over like your business and stuff?" I'm just like, I don't know what to talk about.
Right.
Like if I wanted to talk to somebody at the mall or at the pool or somebody about this, I just stumble all over my words and just like they'd be like, "Okay, bye." But no,
Yeah.
I'm not a salesman. Jesus. I mean, she could sell everything you're wearing back to you,
Right.
and you wouldn't even know it. Like, wait, I just paid.
Right.
This shirt, I paid $20 for it. Yeah, it's those videos were not me. I did it just to support her. Like she would always say, "Oh,
Could you tell her no? Could you say, I don't want to be in that video? Or was that an option?
probably not an option." I mean, it's like she would have been like, "Oh, what? This is to help our family. This is for to help this and that." So I couldn't have told her no. I mean, it would have made her mad. I'd like no. I wouldn't even start that just because it's for the business, it's for the family. I was just gonna try to help out wherever I can.
Right.
Did that actually make money?
Mhm.
So not only just more sales, but it actually put money in your guys' pocket.
And she made probably in that last year probably as much as I did.
On commissions, basically. I mean, I know that's a simplified version of it, but
Yep. I mean, it's
And
they don't take taxes out on it, so
right.
so that was like the good thing. And they paid for your car,
Mm-hmm.
so
Did they give you an allowance or something to buy a car?
yeah. If
Lease it.
if you're a certain level, like a 12K or above, they give you a car allowance once a month. I'm not sure how they make money. The owners doing that, but they did.
Yeah.
Unless there's just like an insane markup on the product, which I guess there is.
Probably that's it.
I'm not sure how much it costs for them to make it.
Did you feel like a different person wearing those patches?
Especially like the Duo, the Burn. I mean, like the Apple Watches. Like if you look on it, like when it tells you your exercise, it says I was exercising like all day because my heart rate was like up
Oh.
just from those patches.
Was it full of caffeine or what?
They just have something. They had something in them. I mean, I had the black label ones, the longer black ones. Those had caffeine in them, but it never had that effect. I mean, the Duo Burn ones, the ones that are more of like the fat loss type. It felt like I was working out all day, even though I wasn't.
Oh, were you tired?
I mean, I know at some points even Nikki said that I'd fall asleep on the couch, on her couch while I was talking to her, and then pick back up like I never knew I fell asleep. Which I don't know if it was like some insomnia thing or what, but I wasn't sleeping.
You had a lot going on then.
Yeah, but that was the only patches I really felt like a real big difference on, just because it felt like I was working out all day.
Mm-hmm. You don't feel like they changed your personality or anything like that, though, or do you?
I don't really know. I know that I just felt different on those than any other batch. It was felt like I could just go longer and longer each day,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not sure like if that was probably a bad thing because I don't think I was probably sleeping more than 3 hours a night.
So would you stay at when Shanann was gone? Would you stay with Nikki and then go home for like to get ready? What?
Yeah, I just wake up at like 4:30, go home and get ready for work and leave. And I just work out when I got back home.
Mm-hmm.